Can we
I
start
am.
sprinkler?
Where are you going?
I'm going to go bear hunting in Alaska.
Is that a serious answer?
No. I'm probably going to head down to a beach somewhere. I haven't really decided yet. It's not really a set thing for me. It's more just time to get off and relax a little bit, especially after coming off fourth quarter and then to practice today. So I know a lot of guys are looking forward to it, and so am I.
After the Mississippi State thing, is there any more vigilance, I guess, in that setting, being, a college athlete?
I'm sure there is. It's just, it's all about how the best situation you put yourself in. And I know a lot of guys on this team do a great job. And, Coach Saban always, reiterates it to us before we leave that, you're held to a higher standard. And honestly, you got more to lose than they do. So, worst case scenario, you just walk away and, bite the bullet, I guess. But, a lot of guys, we haven't had a whole lot of problems around here, but, things do happen. So, it's always probably a nerve-wracking thing for those guys.
Nick said that Ross Piersbach was a guy that they liked, the team likes. What are you seeing from him, and what does he need to kind of do to get up to speed?
Ross is a big guy, up from Iowa, and he did a good job, playing with the twos last year, especially on, moving from tackle to guard, and really versatile guy. He's a big, strong guy too. I think he just needs to, learn a bit more about the offense. just like any young guy, and it's just always evolving and kind of hard to keep up with. So. I'm sure he's going to, bring his playbook home, and like the other guys are.
That guard-center relationship is obviously kind of a big one. You got two new guys kind of line up against you. What's that been like just the first day?
It's been different, obviously. I think you can probably ask Chance and Steen the same thing when Barrett went down, when the center went in too. But, whenever we lost three guys, so – it's just, I think the entire spring for us is going to be about, building a bond between all five of us and learning how we play with each other. Every guard's different, every center is different, every tackle is different, how they play. So, just the more reps we can get, the better. And right now it's spring, so, there's not a whole lot of pressure on us. So we can go out there and play and, really develop.
You expect to see a lot of different faces around you, getting looks at those guard spots?
Yeah,
in spring?
Spring, we're rotating everybody in and out, giving them an opportunity and a look. So, I know Coach Cristobal is going to give every guy a fair opportunity to show what they got.
Your buddies with Coker, what's different about him? Maybe just his approach being his second year.
He's obviously more mature. Obviously being a fifth-year guy, you're just. You've seen the in and outs of college football, and I think he's done a great job stepping into a bigger leadership role. I think last year, being his first year, it's just hard to step in a role like that when, you don't really know a lot of guys. So I think now that he's had a little bit of time to meet everybody and, kind of hang out and build people's trust up, I think he's going to have a good year.
How did Kenyon look during the course of the winter? How did you see him come along?
He did good. That was a pretty serious injury, and I never saw him, get down on himself or anything like that. It was always positivity, and he's been running and practicing and stuff like that. So it's just amazing to see how far he's come.
Anything different for you, being sort of the old guy now with Shep and some of those guys?
Yeah, I feel a little bit older. I don't know. It's just, I think it's more of a leadership role. They asked me over there, how do you develop guys around you? And I think, with everybody being so new, and this will be my third year starting, I think it's mandatory that I take a leadership role upon myself to help other guys out, especially if they don't have a lot of game experience. So, to bring them up to the standard that we keep ourselves to as an offensive line here, I think that's going to be the biggest role that I play with them this year.
You guys lost so many offensively, not just on the line. Can you see there's some young guys a little bit more sense of urgency off season because they know there's an opening there?
Anytime there's a lot of openings, people are going to be fighting for them. So. But there's a lot of guys that can play different positions. So, anytime there's competition involved, it just makes everybody else better. So, even including myself, people pushing me, some guy that's been there for a couple of years, it just makes me better and elevates my game. So that's what spring's all about. It's just testing to see how far we can go.
Is Dominic Jackson ready?
What's that?
Feel pretty certain the talent's there. It's just a matter of.
Absolutely. We're gonna have the best talent every year, but it's just all about developing them and the drive that they have inside to be great.
Is Dominic Jackson ready? Where have you seen him get better from last year this year?
I think pass blocking. That kid's a great run blocker, and we knew that. But I think coming from his previous college's offense to now, it was a little bit of change for him to pass block. So Coach Chris Ball's doing a great job with him. because pass blocking can be, it's probably one of the harder things to do. If you're big, you can run block, but the money's where the pass block's at. So he's been doing a great job and busting his butt all off season.
You were talking about Jacob last year. What did you see him how do you see him respond to losing to Blake, and then this off season now kind of being the front runner at least early?
I never saw. I mean, I think that's what everybody respects him so much highly is when Blake went out there to start, there was never a time where you saw him on the sideline like pouting or whatever. He'd be the first guy. I remember we'd scored against like Florida or something like that, and he's the first guy over there, high-fiving, jumping up and down. So just a team guy that everybody wants to be around, and quite frankly, as a quarterback, that's what you want. So I think he's done a great job so far, and he's always had a positive attitude.
Can you get Twitter anytime soon?
Who?
Jacob, you can get it?
Negative. That will never happen. We're actually in a marketing class together, and social media and marketing, and it's like a fish out of water, kind of. So I've been trying to help him along with it, but not much budge there.
I know last couple years you wanted to add some weight. What did you do this offseason?
Just change my diet a little bit, honestly. Just use the theory that if you eat more, you get bigger. I ate the right foods, though, so with that, Coach Cochran, helped me get above 300 pounds, which is pretty big because I never saw that before. And so I think it'll help me, and especially, we always lose a little bit of weight, before the season starts. So the bigger and stronger I can get, the better off I'll be.
And what's your feeling on Bo and running back, and what do you guys feel like he can do?
I mean, he's new. He's a new guy. We don't really know a whole lot about him. I haven't. Not a lot of guys have. I mean, a lot of guys have talked to him, but I think today was the first day we saw what he can do. And he's a big guy. He reminds me a lot of Derrick Henry. Just a fast, explosive guy that can run the ball downhill. And I'm looking forward to see the rest of the spring holds for him.
What's it going to be like for you working with a lot of different quarterbacks just with that center quarterback thing this spring?
I mean, probably it's nothing that I haven't been used to. I mean, honestly, before last season, you looked at Jacob, Blake, Alec, Cooper, rotating those guys in, especially because you never know when someone's going to go down. So that's something we've been pretty proficient at. Here is just rotating guys in and out, and never skipping a beat when someone goes down.
How much interaction have you had to this point with the freshman quarterback?
Blake? A little bit, the last couple of days. Just taking snaps or whenever, here and there. It seems like, he's kind of adapting to college. I can't imagine, coming right from high school like that, especially mid-year, coming into college. It's an opening, wake-up call for a lot of people, and I think he's handled it well. So we'll see how spring goes for him.
Did you mention to him that if he eats more, he could gain weight?
I'll be sure to remember to do that.
One more.
Good.